field between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. It can certainly get loud inside this building. And just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Chicago Bears. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Fields. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 19. A huge play there for Chicago.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Running with Montgomery from the pistol. Wiggles free. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 5.
Now it's Fields. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. So, Charles, first drive here, a little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 4th touchdown on the year. Then the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Bears 7, Vikings nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. the ground. This is Saquon Barkley. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. Well, this defense for the Bears, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Lance now on first down. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards.
Watch 18. 18's the mic. Watch the curve. Watch the curve. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
A handoff to Barkley on the option. Gets past one man, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. He dumps it off to Barkley. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Here's Fields. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. Caught by Montgomery. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. And that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Fields now to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney. 82 yards. And the Bears have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Santos with the extra point, and it's now 14-0.
The score, Bears 14, Vikings nothing. Cairo Santos to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top two teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door. You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 42 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now Saquon Barkley, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Working from the gun. Lance going to let this thing go deep for Gates. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
Vikings 7.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well. For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Now a run with Montgomery. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. He will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. Montgomery a first down and then some. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Off-play action, Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
Nice hit, boy.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Bears 14, Vikings 7.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Over the middle, complete. It's Price. A good pickup there. 18. Yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
A gain of 18 yards, but it brings up 3rd down.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. One play action. Fields. This is caught. It's Kirk. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Christian Kirk, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 21-7.
Bears 21, Vikings 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now a play fake. Lance. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike.
Out of the gun, running with Cohen. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Bears on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now Fields. That's caught by Montgomery. Touchdown! David Montgomery with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year as the Bears push further out in front. Santos now to add the PAT. He knocks it through. It's 28-7.
Makes the score Bears 28, Vikings 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And Lance now to throw. And the hook up to Brown. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
On first down, Barkley. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gain 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 5 now. Lance. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. 2nd and 8 coming up. Back to throw, Fields. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And he's got this down to the 35.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
First down, a run with Cohen. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Play action. It's Fields. Escaping the pressure right. Sends it to the sideline, and Mooney makes the catch. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, we're looking at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. 2nd and goal from the 1. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Santos with the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half.
35, Vikings 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Their own 27-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I
was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
42's mark, 42's mark. Let's go.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Who's the mic? Check. 42's the mic. And here we go.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Shotgun now for Lance. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll make it 3rd down. Throwing now is Lance. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
Greg Joseph for the Vikings field goal. A 57-yard attempt.
And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
Let's do this.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Out of the gun, Fields. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go, go. Hey, check, Mike 21, Mike, it's free.
Now a shotgun handoff to Cohen. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This will be from 49 yards out. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
2nd and 8.
Let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength. And we're going 37's the Mike. Mike 37.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 88 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. That one definitely helps as they try to push the ball down the field here, trailing early in the third quarter.
And even though they're trailing, not abandoning the running game. People may call it an adjustment. I think it's just much more sticking to what works for you and continuing to have faith in it. And the running game is starting to pay off.
Off of play action, here's Lance. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
They'll try the right side here, Barkley. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Let's go. Flat, 95. Okay, just like that. Just like that. 58 for Mike.
On 2nd and a long way to go. Lance. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play that time on the catch and run. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
58. 50 Fury. You got it. Ready, go.
They'll run on first down. Barkley, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Play action. Now it's Lance. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Watch 18. 18's the mic. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. It's caught by Brown. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They'll run with Barkley. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. Saquon Barkley denied on 4th down. And the Bears will get the football back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Fields. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now it's Fields. Rolling to his right. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Flushed out right. And he slings one that's incomplete. You know, following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
So now a 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. Here's Lance. Right side catch. This is Gates. He finds some open field here. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big play there on the catch and run. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. but also it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Barkley. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Saquon Barkley with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is down to 24. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the 30 on 2nd down. Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the Bears' 35-yard line.
8 yards to go on 2nd down. To throw, it's Lance. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. Here's Lance to throw it. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
This is a tough situation offensively because down 3 scores, the field goal kicker's not even going to come into play here. As an offensive play caller, though, you know you have to take chances. This is a time to get creative.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Another try for Barkley. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Touchdown, Vikings! Herb Smith Jr., his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
They'll look to throw. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
Vikings 20. Greg Joseph to kick.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Working with a 2nd and 3. Now a give running left with Montgomery. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Bears on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Fields. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 106 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They fake the handoff. Now Lance. He dumps it off to Barkley. Again the juke. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Lance's throw complete there to Smith. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 2nd down, Barkley. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Now Lance on the bootleg. And this ball is caught by Irv Smith. Touchdown Vikings. Irv Smith Jr., a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And the Vikings are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Fields. Dancing to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Play action. Fields sliding out of the pocket. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And the return will stop right around the 25. So, my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 26-yard line.
Again, it's Barkley. And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at about the Bears' 17. 121 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. The Vikings on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. A handoff to Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Saquon Barkley with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Vikings have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, he picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Here's Fields. Throw left side complete. That's Price. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On third down, Kenny. Room to run past midfield. And finally, down at the 36-yard line.
We got this. The tackle made at the 36.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a run with Montgomery. And he gets us inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Handoff comes to Montgomery, and he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. I'm assuming they're keeping this football on the ground, right?
I would think so, because you're looking at the clock. That's in your favor. You're looking at the geography of the field, right? Where you are, that's in your favor as well. Keep it on the ground. Keep pounding. Run that clock down. You got everything working in your direction.
One final kneel down here, and that should just about do it. Well, taking that knee, maybe just a sigh of relief. They withstood a big fourth-quarter comeback. Able to hold on, though.
Certainly looked like they had things going their way, didn't it? In the fourth quarter, they had to just hold on. As you said, furious assault on them, but they were able to get it done, take a knee, and head to the locker room with a win.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Well, Charles, we saw a comeback bid fall just a little short, but give them credit. They were able to hold on, withstand that comeback, and ultimately win it by the slim margin.
And bottom line, when it's all said and done, they don't ask you how much you won by. They just want to know, did you win? And that they did.
So for Chicago,
they're back to 500 as they move to 4-4 on the year.
And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Philly to take on the Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers.